Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, let's get it.
U.S. election. As you point out, you're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No. I mean, if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War, and she's grabbed on to this kind of neo-McCarthyist hysteria about Russia and is using that to demonize the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign has all sorts of things wrong with it, but as far as we can see, being Russian agents is not one of them. You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that
truck driver from India has been released from custody after being accused of causing a deadly chain reaction crash earlier this month in Washington state. He spent just one day in jail before posting $100,000 in bond. But when police didn't follow up with a case for prosecutors to present in court, that bond was returned. The suspect entered the U.S. illegally under the Biden administration and obtained a commercial driver's license in California. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem will join us next hour. And obtained a commercial driver's license.
Yes, we're back. Y'all see the episode, man. It seemed like when Trump signed the dotted line on marijuana to be a Schedule III drug, all these scapegoat articles start coming in, blaming marijuana for murders and psychosis. And the thing is, yes, if you're smoking weed with fentanyl on it, of course it's going to be medically induced. You know, because the thing is, nowadays, they hitting weed with all kind of stuff. If it ain't homegrown or out of, well, some say they doing things to the weed in the lab. So if you ain't growing that shit yourself, I'm pretty sure it's contaminated with some type of pesticides. They say, since a lot of people smoke weed, they're putting hormones in the weed. Some say they putting that cowhead 19 in the weed. I can't say the word, but y'all know what that was. We're still feeling the after effects of 2020. But yeah, they really blaming it on this damn double murder. And now they saying marijuana caused cancer as soon as 45 and 47 sign on the dotted line. That's very, very, very weird to me. If you take a microscope and look at the timing of these events and how they just blaming and demonizing weed all of a sudden out of nowhere, because now it's lowered to a Schedule III. Yeah. Just like there was a notation. Bet we always had a bad notation on it because they classified it as a gateway drug. They said if you smoke marijuana, 5 years later, you'll be smoking crack. 10 years down the line, you'll be smoking fit. And 15 years down the line, you'll be smoking methanol and fentanyl. That's what they say. So it says, prosecutor. Let's get into this. This is crazy, man. This is in Bridgeport. I think Bridgeport, Connecticut. It says a 29-year-old Bridgeport man convicted of killing his girlfriend and his father's best friend of 4 years. ago in a Platt Street home was sentenced to Tuesday to spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of being released. And while the defendant Tariq Francis had nothing to say before a judge, look, he over here smiling too, fam. He over here smiling. Imposed a mandated sentence for the murder of special circumstances and death of 19-year-old Candace Goodwin and 59-year-old Austin Berger. The prosecutor who tried the case suggests Francis' use of cannabis. And see, with these cases, they'll be like, oh, well, cannabis caused this murder, so we got to really drop the hammer. With they go use these cases. Prior to September 9, 2021, said it played a factor. You see, they blaming it on, that's the scapegoat. And we all know marijuana would not harm a fly unless there was fentanyl sprayed on it. Yeah, they spraying fentanyl on the weed to make their weed more potent. The thing is, you get a hold of a bad batch, that shit start fucking with your liver, and then next thing you know, you in the hospital throwing up. Because I heard about that too. I'm like, man, these kids are smoking something else. They not smoking real weed. See, they smoking that bad batch. That shit been hit with fentanyl, fam. Real talk. Motherfuckers is having heart attacks and all that shit. And it could be from a number of things. It could be from that, you know what, in 2020, family. You know what I'm saying? And they blaming it on weed. Yeah. They made it to where the average person would never be able to pinpoint where it started from. You know that? So if you're bleeding out your ass, you're not gonna know it came from that shot you had to take in 2020. You're not gonna know. That would be too devastating. That would be too devastating. So they said the defendant's use of marijuana often significantly. He used it often. He used it every day, basically. Adding to that, Francis' psychiatric issues resolved with him within about 3 months of him being jailed in the case. This indicates, while I'm not a psychiatrist, that any type of mental issue that arose that may be in the background underlines this case is not question of mental illness, but rather marijuana-induced psychosis, family. This shit's sick, man. They go blame it on weed. A variety of substances and medications can cause a condition known as. This is weird. Let's pull this up. They blaming weed, man. Weed's too strong for these kids, man. They can't function. They can't drive. They probably hitting all kind of. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. These young motherfuckers can't function. They can't smoke and drive. Can't do nothing. I don't suggest smoking and driving, but shit, they can't do it, man. They just can't handle this shit. Says some people may experience psychosis within a month of using the substance or when they are withdrawing from the drug, man. So if you withdraw from this weed, shit, that might make you go crazy. You got to replace it with something. Motherfucker stop smoking weed, he go right to alcohol. You know what I'm saying? He go right to alky. Yeah, he turned into some alcoholism. So marijuana use, people use marijuanaism to get through. Everybody got their choice of their drug, whether it be good or bad. To be honest with you. Some say if you smoke weed, you can't go into heaven. That's what the religious people I say. I don't know how true that is, since it comes from the earth and it's used for medical healing purposes, pain relievers, all that. So they're not gonna want you to get the good stuff. They gonna hide the good stuff from everybody else. See, they still smoking weed from 2002. We smoking this artificial weed. It's been tainted, terraformed. Shit, we probably smoking fentanyl. Don't even fucking know it. It's just a low dose of it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going on. We just smoking it out. Some people just smoking it all the way out. And another thing, them swishers, man, them swishers is killing y'all, man. Y'all need to started buying wraps. Them swishers, man, they go fuck y'all up. Switch to wraps. But yeah, it just says tied to schizophrenia, psychosis, and all that, man. Especially when you coming down from it. Halogens, hallucinations, paranoia, feeling of being persecuted, uh, depersonalized, depression, derealization. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this shit crazy. Said heavy marijuana use and chronic long term. I mean, have y'all noticed this trend in people? If so, it says teens who use marijuana have a higher risk of experiencing psychosis. Damn near like a midlife crisis as a teen. They can't handle that shit, man. They can't handle that shit. They always, they always too uptight. They always too for real, man. Work with people that are fucked up in the head. Can't motherfucking balance out their addiction. Like I know, man. I know you smoke crack, fam. Know them people at work smoke crack. Like you can't chill out. A lot of them can't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them can't do it. But yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Canadian Medical Association journal last week says cannabis isn't quite what it used to be. It's a lot stronger.
In the 1970s, cannabis potency used to be, 3 or 4%, and now the average is, in the 20s.
A new report in the Canadian Medical Association journal last week says concentrations of THC, the main psychoactive component of cannabis, is up 5-fold in Canada compared with 20 years ago. Also up, the authors say, is the risk of psychosis for those who use high-potency cannabis frequently.
The higher THC provides, a higher high, but also higher harm. And what we know is that there is an association, a link between high cannabis use and psychosis.
So that they basically laid it out for you. If you smoke a lot of weed, your ass is medically ill. They go classify you as that. If you get your medical marijuana card, guess what you got to give up? You got to give up your rights. You got to give up your gun rights. You got to give up your gun rights to smoke weed. Yeah, go look at the small letters. Yeah, go look at them small. A lot of people don't look up at them damn small letters. Especially these new age rappers, man. They don't read the fine print. And they get caught up in these damn 360 deals, just like with this. This is a scam too. If it's grown out of lab, just know they turn they turn the male frogs into female frogs. And they say a lot of people who smoke a lot of marijuana, man, they said they sperm rate, lowers, allegedly that's what they saying. So, and who knows what they could be spraying in the lab. I think the weed administration is tied in with the Food and Drug Administration. So, better grow your own shit. Think we about done here. I just had to lay that out on the table. Let's pull up this story because this story is wild too. He's dealing with this shit. Wiz Khalifa. He loved to smoke weed. Wiz Khalifa faces prison sentence at a Romanian festival. Nigga about to be gone for about a few years. But guess what? He wanted to smoke his weed. He seemed like he can't be detached from it while he's performing in another country. And guess what? He fell into what we call fantasy land. He thought he could be bigger than the law, but the law outbidded him. Just like Chris Brown, his ass about to go to jail too. Chris Brown, Wiz Khalifa, a lot of people about to go to jail, man. Okay, I don't know how much. I don't know how much time he gonna get. Nicki Minaj's security guard lawsuit has led to a judge ordering the sale of her $20 million home. Damn, Nicki Minaj. Is this real? I think this is real. See, Nicki Minaj, her ass in trouble too. That's why she's running over the MAGA. Nicki Minaj may lose $20 million mansion as judge pushes for sale of security guard lawsuit. Man, she about to get hit. She about to be broke. Nah, I think she got well over. I know her net worth. Hold on. Let's look up her net worth. Oh, no, she's straight. She's straight. She ain't going broke, fam. She worth $150 million. She ain't going broke, fam. She's straight. And the thing is, they trying to cancel her again. The right wing already called it. Some people are inviting her into the circle, and some people are shunning her away. But either way, you gonna get more voters. You'll get more voters. People go come around when they see Nikki come around. But some people don't want that degenerate Negro stuff and the conservative movement because it's go water they shit. That's watering they shit down. It's watering their lineage down. Trying to separate, man. People trying to separate. Everybody ain't into that culture mixing. But it is good for the voter base, but it's not good for the white Puritan. It's just not. The white Puritan nationalists. So we're going to get into that next episode. I'm out. Make sure you share the video. We might dabble into this more later down the line, but I had to just cover it real quick. I'm out of here.